Today's video, we're going to talk about what it's like being a real estate agent and how you can become a real estate agent. Whew. Hi y'all, welcome to Life of Queen Yogi. I am Yogi. I am a grandmother of a 2-year-old, soon to be 3-year-old. I'm also mother of course, a 27-year-old daughter. I was a teen mom, so I gave birth at 14 going on 15. So I have a story. I have a long story, but we'll talk about that in another video. I am a real estate agent and I am licensed in the state of Virginia. I service the Hampton roads, which consist of Hampton, Newport News, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Suffolk, and I believe Smithfield. So if you or anyone you know is looking to buy a home in those areas or sell a home in those areas, or if you're relocating to Virginia or out of Virginia, get with me. I'll have you covered. In today's video, we're going to talk about what it's like being a real estate agent and how you can become a real estate agent. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I get questions. I just got a question, matter of fact, this morning, which led me to do a video because people want to know about getting into real estate. They want to know how to do it. They want to know the cons, the pros, what you need to do to, market yourself and et cetera, et cetera. So this morning, y'all, I put on a matte powder foundation, Fenty Beauty, and then a concealer. I forgot the name of it, Pro Professional or something like that. The lip line is by NYX, and the matter of fact, give me a second. Let's go ahead and show y'all. So this is Urban Cafe. Hope y'all see that. And then the butter gloss in what is the cream brulee. So that's what we're looking like. Oh, and today's fragrance is Replica by Fireplace. Y'all see that? Replica by Fireplace. Let me spray it on again, because why not? Okay, so I got the question again from someone who maybe has found my number on social media, or someone gave it to them, or I gave them my number before and they're just now reaching out to me. But the question was, what's the best school to go, to learn real estate? What's the ins and outs of it? And, I shared with them the school that I went to, which is Alpha College of Real Estate. When I went to school, it was in 2018. and there was a location local to my home, which was about only 15 minutes away. Once the, pandemic hit, that location closed down and they remained in the Chesapeake location. They do have an online course, but when it comes to real estate, I recommend if you have a local real estate college in your area, I recommend that you go in class, because online, if you have a question, you have to type it in and then wait for an answer. And so when it comes to real estate, you really need to get your answer right then in real time. So in class, hands down, the best choice, if that is an option for you. But yeah, I went to Alpha College of Real Estate. At the time, it was, the location I went to was in Newport News, Virginia. And I believe the course I took was an 8-week course. I didn't want to take the fast track one because I just did not want to push myself like that. So I did the 8-week course. I believe they have a 3-week, 6-week. I'm not for certain. I'll leave the link to their website below in the description box. But I enjoyed class. I enjoyed the teachers. There was one instructor of mine that, oh my God, his favorite thing to say was, you could sell anything in America. Anything. And he is absolutely correct. Real estate is a very broad, very broad, industry, so it's just so much that is within real estate that, you can't necessarily get all of it in 8 weeks. So that's why they also say you go to school to learn how to pass the exam to get your license. You first have to pass the school's exam. Depending on that school, you may have 3 tries to pass the test. After the 3rd, you may have to pay for the course again. I'm a little cheap, so I studied extra hard. And so I did have to take the exam twice at the school in order to get the pass to go to the big exam, which it's a location in Virginia Beach. And there you have to pass the national and your state's exam. Now, I'll say Virginia. I'm not sure how other states do it. Some may just require you to pass the national. I'm not sure. You research what the requirements are in your state. But in Virginia, okay, you have to pass the national and you have to pass the state. And it's $60. Okay, $60. Okay, for both national and the state. I passed the national first time. I failed the state. I passed the state the second time. And I remember the broker had told me that, I had actually bought my house from it, and was, kind of inspired me to want to be a real estate agent. She told me, she said, girl, she said, some people have to take that test like 6-7 times. And then I thought about $60 times 7, and I was like, oh no. So I was very determined to pass that state the second time. So I studied even harder, and I scheduled. Let me turn this fan off because I do not want this messing up the video. Lord Jesus. Okay, I'm back. So, what was I saying? I think I was talking about, okay, I did not want to pay all of that money. Okay, so I studied extra hard. I scheduled the exam. I went in there and I passed. So, this was in 2018. Okay, this was in 2018 that I passed my state exam. The first time I failed, the second time I passed. So, national passed that first go round. State of Virginia one, had to take that twice. But guess what? I ain't had to take it no 6-7 times. Devil is a lie. But anyway, so after that, I asked her if, I could be one of her agents, because the thing is, the school teaches you how to pass the exam to get your license. The broker, the real estate agency that you choose, teaches you how to sell and how to market. Okay? Did you hear? Let me repeat that. The real estate agency, the broker of that agency, teaches you, is responsible for teaching you how to sell, how to market, okay? How to write contracts, how to write offers, how to fill out paperwork, how to communicate with your clients. Okay? I want to make that very clear. Your broker, not the school, is responsible for teaching you how to sell, how to market, how to communicate with your clients. Okay. I started off with a smaller brokerage. And I would say with that brokerage, I believe the preference was already experienced realtors. And I say that because I didn't get much training. There wasn't much time for me to get answers, to help me with contracts and stuff like that. I had to ask other agents that were experienced, had been in the industry, real estate industry, for quite some time. So after a while, I was like, I want to get this right. I want to really know what I'm talking about when I'm dealing with my clients. I want them to trust me. I want them to have confidence in me. So this brokerage just wasn't the fit for me, and I wasn't the fit for them because I was new. And that brokerage had, was a smaller company, and it had a lot of experienced agents. So I left there and I went to Keller Williams, and I would say that the trainings were awesome. They did not have many, they didn't do many trainings online. Not at the time that I was, not at the time when I started in real estate. Theirs were in-house. And I, had a full-time job. So it was difficult for me. If they didn't have something on Saturday, then I wasn't, getting the training. But so sometimes I would take off work so that I can get the training. And I did get 3 sales from working in with being a part of Keller Williams. And I can say that when I did need help with contracts, with writing offers or answering questions that I didn't know, I didn't have the answer to give to the clients, I got my answers relatively quickly. So I did appreciate that, but I wasn't able to get the training like I wanted, and that's not their fault at all. It's not. If you're not a full-time real estate agent, it can be an issue getting into trainings. but hey, you got to make money. You got to have consistent money until you get bigger, where you don't have to depend so much on your full-time career. So then after Keller Williams, I went to Rose and Womble, and they did have online trainings, but the trainings were not helpful for me. And I did not have any sales with them. Next, moving along, I've joined First Class Real Estate, and I have honestly learned so much. I'm talking so much about real estate. I've learned so much about investors. I've learned so much about foreclosures and short sales, and how to deal with them, and how to help clients through them, and how to market, and how to talk to my clients, and what to say, and just be all in all honest. They are big on just being honest, being transparent with your clients, and being a source of information. Don't harp on, hey, sign this contract, sign this to make me your real estate agent. Sign this. The focus is not on that. They drill it in your head to be more about helping the client. If the client chooses someone else, you can honestly say you did your best and you were an honest and good realtor. You was not pushing for them to sign anything, to be your for you to be the realtor. You wasn't trying to force them to hurry up and get pre-approved so they can start looking for a home. You ask them questions. You ask them questions to really see where they are in the process. Are they at the very beginning, or are they at the middle, where they just got to kind of clean up their credit? They know some things about the process. You're just refreshing their memory, and then they want to, and then they just need help on getting their credit kind of straightened together. And so you guide them to a credit repair company that can help them with that. One person is named Dwayne Jenkins. He is excellent. He is a professional. You can find him on Facebook. I'll link his information down below. Let him know Yolanda Wesley with First Class Real Estate sent you. But that is definitely what being a good agent is about. Not trying to force your clients to make you their realtor. Talk to them. Grow a rapport with them. Become family with them. Ask them questions. Let them ask you questions. Still have boundaries, because I don't answer questions after 8 p.m. I mean, look, I have a life. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I have a life. So do set boundaries with your clients. Do set boundaries, because I've had clients that would text me 1 a.m. in the morning questions, and of course I'll answer them in the morning. And of course I'll let them know, hey, at 1 in the morning, I'm either asleep or I may be watching TV and just having my me time. I definitely, of course, am going to get back to you at a reasonable business hour. Always stay professional, always stay kind, and just know that some people, they're excited about something. They want to ask this question, and it might not necessarily mean they expect you to answer them at 1 a.m. That's not the case. Sometimes they get it out their head because they don't want to forget. So it's all good. So anyway, I am now with First Class Real Estate, and I actually really like it. I was considering going to EXP because they have a lot of online trainings and stuff like that, but they're cloud-based, and they do talk about how they're kind of, in comparison to Amazon, to like Blockbuster, how Blockbuster just, disappeared, which it did. They didn't take things serious. What was it? Redbox. Yeah, Redbox took them over, and so a lot of things are going online. But with real estate, I just truly believe you still need that social, you need that socialization with your broker. You still need to be able to step into an office and there is an actual person there to talk to sit down with, and hey, what do I put here? What do you think about this? Versus going online into a cloud base and your avatar walking through this area in this on this computer and waiting on somebody to come and talk to you, and you're not physically there with them. And it's with me, I like physical interaction. I want to be able to, hey, call my broker, hey, I'm coming through, you busy? Okay, yeah, come on through. And I physically get in my car and I drive there. Okay, that's what I like. That's, I am a big tech person. I am very techie. So a lot of things I do like doing online, to be honest, I do. But when it comes to real estate and, the laws, and just, you have a client that has a relatively difficult situation going on, you want a broker that is 9 times out of 10, 90 to 95% of the time available to reach out and touch. So I stayed with First Class, and for one main reason why I stayed with First Class is they don't have a monthly technology fee. They're not big on taking from the real estate agent. They want to build, they understand if you build the real estate agent up, that brings more profit to your company. So they don't have and when I say technology fee, you have some brokers that charge you to have their website, to be able to use their website, to be able to send emails from, like, matter of fact, KV Core is a CRM. It's a software where you can put in all your clients' information, and you can literally send mass emails about either, like, what's going on now. A lot of people are buying down their interest rate. A lot of lenders have that going on right now, because interest rates are like in the 7%, and a lot of people are buying them down. So if that's something that you're interested in, I can give you more information on that. But so with KV Core, First Class pays that. They're not charging their agents a partial fee to pay for that service. Like, you pay your insurance, your I&O. Yeah, it's E&O. I said I&O. I think it's E&O. And that's insurance. Like, if if you mess up, something like that, we'll go into that in another video. And that's annually. That's $250 every year. And then when you make a sale, okay, here's another. There's not a bunch of franchise fee, that fee, royalty fee, somebody else fee, your mama fee, your dad's fee coming out of your commission. It's not. Now, there is a $495 admission fee that the client does pay for at closing. So that is something that is taken care of through the client, the buyer or seller, and it's done at closing. Now, that consists of, because we have to store the paperwork. We are sending paperwork to this person, to that person. And when I mean to that person, this person, the closing attorney, the lender, okay? We are running around with you to look at houses. We're also making several phone calls to keep this deal going. We're using a transaction coordinator who keeps all the paperwork organized and keeps everybody on accord with the deadlines. So that $4.95 is what we call administration fee, and it deals with everything plus more that I mentioned. So being a realtor has a lot of pros because it's definitely profitable, and it is a business. It is your business, and you have to really set at least 17% aside for Uncle Sam when tax year comes. Set that money aside, and then also set some money aside to market. So let's get into market. You can market on Facebook, you can market on LinkedIn, you can market on Twitter, you can market on Instagram, you can market on YouTube. You can market it in on the street. You can pass out flyers, you can pass out business cards. You have to be a people person. Real estate is not about getting the license and the clients just run to you. Share. Don't try to be, quiet about it. Yeah. Get your license and tell people I'm into real estate. Share my information with all your family, friends, cousins, everybody, co-work, everybody. Okay? Share it. Get your name out there. Talk to people. If you're in line, as soon as you hear somebody say something about real estate, hey, let them know, hey, you got some questions about real estate? Well, here's my card. If you have any questions, you need any, answers or anything, just give me a call. I'll be glad to help. I'll be glad to assist, and really mean it. Really, really mean it though. Don't just say it because you're just trying to gain a bunch of people. Really mean it, because when you're authentic and you're truthful about really wanting to help, the people will come. Believe me. I haven't been on social media since August the 5th. I have taken a break from Facebook and Instagram. I am on TikTok. I do not I do not, how can I put it? I don't do a lot of videos on TikTok, which is going to change. That's going to change. I am on LinkedIn as well, and I am on Twitter. I am not as active on Twitter or TikTok or LinkedIn, but that is going to change. So I'm going to link all of my social media handles in the description box, so you can check me out, share me with all your friends and family. I also have my contact information, my email and my phone number, so if you have any additional questions that I did not mention in this video, I would be glad to that didn't sound right. I would be glad to help you and assist you and answer your questions that I did not have an answer to in this video. But yeah, market yourself. Since I'm not on social media, it just seems like I have gotten a lot more clients. Like, I get calls now. Like, I'm not even talking about real estate on Instagram or Facebook because I'm not on it. And for a while. I am coming back on. So I didn't delete my account. I just deactivated it, and I'm taking a hiatus because Instagram and Facebook it could be a bit much. And I just also felt like I was not being authentic. I just felt like I was constantly just thinking of, let me put this about real estate up there, not really being passionate about the darn topic that I was putting up there about real estate. So I was just like, no, let me step back. But ever since I've gotten off, I've taken a break from social media, I have made sales. I've made more sales. I just made a sale October 26th, and I have 3 other clients right now that I am preparing. And when I say preparing, helping them with getting their credit improved. I'm helping them basically save more. I mean, I'm not giving them money, but I'm giving them topics on, saving. Let me see. I knew it was something. Let me see. Okay, I just felt like I needed to brighten up myself a little bit. I forgot to turn the freaking ring light on. Whatever. But because there's one young lady that I'm helping that wants to, her credit is good, but she's working on some other things because she wants her credit to be even higher so she can get a better interest rate. However, even though the interest rates are relatively high, I mean, they're high. So I am going to talk to her about the buy down, the temporary buy down that Atlantic Bay Mortgage is offering. I'm going to link Miguel Guarado. He is an awesome loan officer. I love working with him. He is, I mean, when I tell you, he is super professional. As soon as I give him a client's information, he calls them. If he can't get in touch with them, he leaves them a message. He'll text them. He'll even email them. And he'll let me know. He'll contact me back and say, hey, I called such and such. I left them a message. I'll try them again another day. And I'll say, hey, thank you for giving them a call. And then I'll reach out to him and say, hey, Miguel gave you a call. He left you a message. As soon as you can, if you can give him a call back so he can go ahead and explain the financial process of the home buying process with you. So I'm going to go ahead and, in this video, but I want to say the first step, of course, is getting your license. And if you just want to be an investor, you don't necessarily need a license to be an investor, but you do need to partner with a licensed real estate agent. And the reason being is we know off-market properties. We know people that have off-market properties that may want to put their home on the market, and the home could be an investor property. And what I mean by investor property, it's not going to be an interest by a average buyer. It's a fixer upper, it's a tear down and build up again type home. And so there's people that, have inherited homes that are just not, it's going to be a burden on the family, rather than a blessing. So the blessing is to sell it to an investor, and then the investor fixes it up, and then I list it on the market for the investor to sell it. And so, it all depends. If you want to be a real estate agent, then definitely do your research. Listen to this video, of course. I'm gonna have the links to the college I went to, links to the loan officer that I personally use. However, if you know a loan officer that you want to use when you become a real estate agent, and you've grown a rapport with that person, that is fine. But just make sure that they are all about helping the client and not just gathering the numbers, if you get what I'm saying. And so get your license and choose. You have to interview. Take your time and interview. If you're skipping around brokerages, that's not bad. That's not bad. You have to find the brokerage that works best for you, and you work best for them. It's not a bad thing to go through 4 or 5 brokerages or even more. It's just not. It's not. It's not, because that's another way to really find out what's the best fit. You can interview them and they can tell you all types of stuff, but you won't really know until you really become a part of that brokerage. And that's when you'll really learn and realize, this ain't it. A lot of brokerages I've given 3 months to 6 months, and I know, I'm gonna go ahead and be like SpongeBob. I'm gonna go ahead on out. I'm gonna go ahead on out. But yeah, so I hope I've answered some questions in relation to being a real estate agent. The cons. I don't think I mentioned the cons. The cons are, if you don't have income, like frequent income, it can be stressful. It can be stressful, and because you're wondering when your next commission check's gonna come through to pay your bills, to take care of your family. So that's why I am also a city employee. I have been with the city that I work in for 15 years, and I actually love my career, and it has really helped me invest in my business. I'm also a business owner of Loc'D into real estate, and it's because hey, I got locks and I love real estate, and so I do business in regards to investment properties and listing them and stuff like that. So I enjoy what I do as a realtor. I just love what I do as well as a city employee. So I am a dual career agent. I make time for my clients. I make sure that their questions are answered. I make sure that they are confident, that they feel safe, and that they're prepared. I'm not rushing them, into signing anything or starting to look for a home. I do encourage them to get with the loan officer that, I refer them to, or any other loan officer. I do give them at least 3 loan officers, not just one. I do recommend you interview 3 loan officers within 45 days if you're going to have a hard pull, which is when they pull your credit and you get a hit on your credit report. A soft pull, they're not pulling your credit, but they're asking you, how long have you worked at your job? They're asking for pay stubs. They're asking, your history with your credit. So it's those are the cons in regards to, just knowing when your next check is going to come. When is your next check coming? But if you have another career, I believe you can remain authentic, and you can remain transparent, and you can remain more helpful versus trying to push the clients into buying because you need that check. I just feel like you remain, ethical when you have money. Or if you're married, if your husband is the breadwinner, and this is something not that you're doing on the side, not a side hustle, but a career that you like, you don't have much of stress because, hey, home is getting taken care of. The husband or the wife, depending on if you're husband, wife, husband, whatever floats your boat. If the other person is able to handle the household expenses while you are building up your brand and attracting more clients, then by all means, you can remain authentic. You can remain ethical. You can remain helpful because you're not trying to push or rush anybody to do anything, because your household is taken care of, and you can remain a resource for people. Okay? So, I can't think of any other cons. People are going to be people. So, of course, sellers are going to get on your nerves. Lenders going to get on your nerves. Depending on, Miguel doesn't get on my nerves. He just doesn't. But I've gotten lenders that get on my nerves because the client, they already know who they want to use, and it's like they could be complete buttholes. Buyers can be agitating. Always remain professional. Always. I don't care. Always remain professional. The vendors you may use, like, a cleaning service, or, carpet repair or carpet replacement or flooring, anything, like that, any vendors can be buttholes. That's just a con. But people are going to be people. Okay? So think about that. But thank you again for watching Life of Queen Yogi. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Share this video with everyone that is interested in getting into real estate, wants to know about real estate. If they have more questions after watching this video, hey, my contact information is going to be down below in the description box. But thank you again for watching Life of Queen Yogi. Have a blessed day and be safe in this crazy world we living in.